Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Let's start with this. When you feel forgotten by God, and let's even extend that even more. When do you feel forgotten forever? So Psalm 13 asks this question. That's the way it starts. It's from David. Verse 1, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? So this is a real guy who feels like God's face is hidden. Now, not hidden in, there's another beautiful term in Scripture, which I am hidden in you, which is comforting and protected, and that's a neat concept. But this is, I am hidden from you, Lord, separated. That's right. So David, our knucklehead spiritual hero, feels this separation from God. So therefore, on the day when you might feel like you cannot find God and you are separated from God, remember, you're not the first, and you probably won't be the last. So you have an opportunity, just like David, to do this right, to sort of get this off your chest and then get going, which is what eventually he's going to do. But not quite yet. Verse 2, how long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? So David is saying, I just don't feel you at all. I go for a visit in my soul, and the only person I find there is myself. And I'm just lonely little old me taking counsel there. So this place that you, Father, have typically occupied with me in my soul, I feel like is only occupied by me. I'm alone in my soul, is what he's saying. And I am responding to this emotionally. I feel sad. I have sorrow in my heart all the day. Okay, then verse 3, Psalm 13. Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. So let me just pause for a second and talk about this, light up my eyes. So this is something that the Lord does. It's mentioned a number of times through Scripture. I'll just mention a couple of them. Psalm 19, the commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. So his word enlightens the eyes. And what a great prayer this could be in Proverbs 29, verse 13. The poor man and the oppressor meet together, and the Lord gives light to the eyes of both. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. And this is even echoed in the New Testament in Ephesians chapter 1. May God give you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him, having the eyes of your heart enlightened, that you may know what is the hope to which he has called you. So the prayer there is to give light to our life, enlighten our understanding, light up our eyes with history and presence and with wisdom for the future. Give light to those that I am in conflict with, or at least in misunderstanding with. May the Lord give light to have me see the other side and for them to see my side. So think about the eyes of the heart and what you might ask of them. Eyes without light are of very little use. So it's a call both for eyes and for the light from God to let those eyes do their work. So you give eyes, you give light, and we need both. So for David here, he gets light as so often he does as the psalm goes on. So David, this is actually happening to him in the psalm. So there's nothing like writing a song and singing a song. So David is getting melody and ideas in this great soup of creativity. I'm talking about writing a song now. And then writes it down. And now it's not an immediate process. So I'm a bit of a songwriter sometimes. And for me, very few songs are written in hours. Most of them are days or weeks, or probably most typically months. So I wonder how long this took for David to get light into his eyes. It might not have been an immediate process, is what I'm saying. So this psalm, up to verse 5 here, is theologically incorrect. So David is not forgotten. He is not hidden. He is not alone. He is not ultimately conquered. Now, we all know how this ultimately ends, but I think it's fair to watch David, how he has these feelings along the way. All right, so what David is, however, he's not feeling this with the Lord. On the day when you find you cannot find God, cry out to him. And that's what happens in the psalm. That's the big teaching point. So let's get it off our chest and then get going. Verse 5, but I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. So this psalm starts with 50 seconds of frustration to finding his way back. So if he feels like this wreck to restoration, it's a 50-second masterpiece. So feeling like a wreck all the way to restoration. So I'm a mess and I got stuff to do here. And then he does this tough mental soul work. You are Lord. These are your characteristics. You are steadfast. So I'm going to do some hard spiritual work to get to the place the weight of my effort and concern. This is some hard spiritual work that he does here. Or David could just sit and wallow in his feelings, or he can move and work towards worship. So we can feel hidden from God and stay there, or we can move towards this remembering the harvest of his bounty. And remember then, this harvest of the bounty, because he has dealt bountifully with me, verse 6, this bounty was actually me. He harvested me. He put me into his family. A guy with no particular righteousness of my own. So what David does here at the end, he rejoices for what the Lord has done in salvation. Lord, this is above my pay grade. It's impossible to do for myself. I trust in your steadfast love. Hey, first of all, realizing that I am loved. I am with the safe person, capital P, the Lord. He is solid and steadfast. And then thirdly, singing to the Lord and remembering the bountiful treatment that I didn't deserve. So Psalm 13 is this great 50-second masterpiece. It's like the little engine that could. And what the train does is it turns the whole train around. He's chugging down the track of, woe is me and woe is my feelings, to turning the train around and moving towards spiritual fact. So when you feel forgotten by God, don't forget Psalm 13. Don't forget to remember his steadfast love and to trust and to sing and to remember that he has done bountifully for you. Thanks for listening.